Alright. Looks like recording's in progress. And, yeah, I'm Mr. Philosopher. Welcome to my show. And, well, it's not really a show. Welcome to me talking about random stuff that's on my mind. Yeah, there we go. That's the truth right there. My wife beater on, so. Although I don't have a wife, so that's good. Today what we're going to talk about is ownership and copyright. Now, I made a video the other day explaining, we're going to have to be the ones that redefine what copyright is. Well, we're not only going to have to redefine that, we have to redefine what ownership is. Okay, because if you think about it, what do you own? So, copyright, I saw something on YouTube saying that even if you own the thing, whether you can distribute it or not is still up to the copyright owner of the original thing. Say I owned, say Playboy. Alright, we all love Playboy for many intents and purposes. And you get a magazine from Playboy. Alright? And you share it with someone and you give it to someone, you lend it to someone, you do whatever you want with it. Okay? Fine. Well, on the internet, you get a Playboy video. You're not allowed to share with, on the internet, because of copyright, you're not allowed to share it with anybody else that Playboy doesn't want you to share with. In real life, because it can't be regulated, they don't care who you share the Playboy with as you own it. Even if you buy a Playboy video, you can't share with, you can't show it to like YouTube to 50,000 people. You can't, because apparently that's copyright. Well, see what the problem is? In real life, if you buy a magazine, you can share with anybody you want. If you buy a video online, you can't distribute it to anybody you want. You can't do file sharing, basically. Theft, file sharing, and copyright is basically this. Theft is when you take something that's not yours and you sell it for a lot of that. Gross domestic copyright is basically you take something that isn't yours, you make a lot of money on it. File sharing, content sharing as I like to say, you take something, copy it, and give it away for free. That's the difference there. We're going to have to redefine, we are going to redefine everything, but, what content is, and what content can or cannot be shared. And I think on the internet, you should be able to share any content you want. Here's a problem though. I propose a little bit of problem for you. Say that the content owner, the Playboy company dies. Then who regulates the Playboy stuff, like the Playboy content? Say that, say that a person who makes a great awesome video about skydiving were to die. And it's his video, and it's technically his copyright, he owns it. Well, if he dies, what happens to him? Interesting question, isn't it? So, copyright is actually infringing on one of its own principles, which is basically like, well, no, it's not really. It's more like what's happening is, the way I can put it is, our content, whatever we do or post on the internet, is immortal. What happens to us? We're just temporary beings here. We're gonna die sooner or later, right? Hopefully later than sooner. And even if we die sooner, great. No more taxes, no more crappy life crap. So, I'm not advocating I'm not advocating you should die or sooner or later. I'm not, I'm just saying, like, if you were to die and your content is still there, then what? And here's another argument, another example. Say a company owns the right to a specific gene, and whatever research is done on that gene, say a cancer gene perhaps. If you the individual do the research, all the money that you earn for doing the research on that specific gene goes to the company. Is that fair? But that's technically copyright. Because the company owns the right to that gene. And I'm not sure how that works, but it's kind of the same thing here. Whatever content you make, I make, whoever makes it, gets copyright to default us, whoever makes it. Well, what if we die? What happens to the content then? So, it's an interesting question. And I think that's where we have a problem. The problem is ownership. The problem is money. The fundamental problem in this whole equation is money. If money didn't exist, we wouldn't have this problem, because no one would be selling it and profiting. Well, and we as a generation are moving from the concept of ownership to shareship, in the sense that we, our generation, don't make stuff like my video perhaps because we want money from it, because we have fun with it. Most people who are popular on web, I won't say that, some people who are popular on the web don't make their videos because they need money, they're not trying to get money from it. Some people are just doing it for the fun. Well, it starts out, and for some people it has started out for fun and then went to money. You see what I'm saying? So, basically, when you make when you make something, and you post it online, I don't think you have the right to tell where it should be distributed. In the same sense that when Playboy makes a magazine and sells it to you, they have no right to tell you, where you can send that magazine. You can do whatever you want with it. And the same thing with the video online. And this whole copyright issue is really an issue over dominance of internet freedom. That's all it is. It's not about online piracy. What the hell is piracy? Like, define piracy. Legally define it. Piracy, the word itself has changed over the centuries. It used to mean people sailing on the high seas, right? Pirates. And cool stuff about pirates is they were the most democratic people on the planet during that time. They voted their captains in or out. If you look at History Channel and history of pirates, you will find that they have said that pirates used to be the most democratic, and obviously they were going against, guess what? An empire, British Empire. Not only the British, but I'm pretty sure there were other empires around at the time. Maybe not. My history is a little bit joggy, so I will do a bit more research on that. But the British Empire, basically, they were going against British Empire and regulation and whatnot. So that I think history is kind of repeating itself here, with Anonymous being the pirates, theoretically, and the government being the British Empire. The British Empire being our U.S. government, or your U.S. government, or I have no idea where I'm on planet Earth. I'm not in a country right now. I mean, I speak English, but hey, I could be anywhere around the world. Wouldn't matter, right? Never disclosing that fact where I am. Just don't spook you, me. So yeah. So basically, we have to think this through. And us, you, me, and the generation that actually uses the internet the most have to come to a decision, consensus at least, as to what a content is and how the copyright should be. We've let the old people do what they will and use the law against us and our content sharing. And I think that's enough of that. I mean, I think it's more or less, I think we should be the ones saying, yo, this is our content, what we should define as to what we do on the internet. And I think each website has a responsibility to itself to, regulate its content. I'm not sure as to what I'm proposing. I'm proposing a philosophical question, which is basically, if our content is immortal, then what do we, and if the owner dies, then what happens to it? And secondly, I'm proposing the fact that, if copyright is there, right, on content that people have, and copyright is there to protect it, well, how long should it be protected for? Because people will die sooner or later. And I'm also looking at the shift of our consciousness / our generation, basically. Our individual consciousness and our consciousness of our whole generation, from ownership and territorialism to basically shareware and freedom, in one sense. What is mine is yours is mine. And I think there's a great deal of respect for each other on the internet. Even though there might be a lot of pirated stuff, I think people are still respectful. People still are, better off having the internet as it is than, not having it as it's not. What else should I talk about? There's one thing I also like to say, is that there's a thing called multiples effect, which is the same people, exploring, or rather inventing one thing all at the same time, simultaneously all around the world. Basically, who invented the wheel? Every civilization has invented the wheel on its own. What does that? No, that's a multiple effect on civilization. Every civilization have had some form of cart and buggy, right? Using the wheel, right? So, since there is no one person who invented the wheel, there isn't one person who's entitled to it. And even if we can find who invented it, what do we do? Do we pay him $1 million? No, obviously not. He's not alive. Same kind of concept here is that if we ourselves die, our content is immortal. Shouldn't it be able to be reused? And if gene therapy and other types of therapy is around, then wouldn't we benefit from each of us sharing and acknowledging each other's accomplishments rather than trying to make profit out of other people? So yeah, that was on my mind. I mean, yes, I do sound much more calmer today than usual. I'm sorry this is a little long video, but my mind is still pondering, and I'm putting it all together. It's becoming coherent now, and because of that, it's more slow. The process gets easy. Like my mind will start on a topic and it'll be boom, 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 and you'll have like 10,000 thoughts. Maybe not, but huge thoughts going like different directions and whatnot. But then this is my state where I'm going. Okay, this thought here, that thought here, connect it with this here and that, and do this with that, and I connect these two, and I see, oh, there's the picture. See, that's what I'm doing right now. That's why. So yeah, guys, leave me a comment, a video response. Thanks for watching. Peace, and good luck redefining ownership.